Hi, this is Jessica Crystal Joy, Feminine Empowerment Educator from Houston, Texas. This is going to be my second series in my new edition of videos that I do called Woman of Color Sex Positive Educators. I have taken it upon myself to interview ladies who are sex educators in various styles and various modalities and various formats to get the word out there, to show visibility that people like us actually do professionally educate and brighten the world with their connections to sensuality and sexuality. And I also share the people's visibility so they can feel comfortable in connecting with others. And that you aren't alone if you're a person of color looking for someone similar to you that have similar lived experiences. So, this next lady that I'm interviewing, her name is Marla Stewart. She's a sex architect, and she also does a company called the Velvet Lips, and she's in Atlanta, Georgia. So come on in, learn about her, her experiences and competency, and her warm personality that allows clients to feel comfortable sharing so deep with her, and her new recognitions. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please like the video, or if you have any comments or questions, please put that below, as well as if you want more of this, please, please, please subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Hi, everybody. I am Jessica Crystal Joy, Feminine Empowerment Educator from Houston, Texas. And today's YouTube video is going to be an interview with the lovely, lovely Marla Renee Stewart, who is a sex architect of the Velvet Lips. And I'm so blessed to have her coming here today to share what she does and the education she puts out in the world to make it a better place. Thank you so much for being on the call today.
Yes, thank you. I'm really excited to be here. It's so nice to connect with you finally face to face. I know we've been emailing each other back and forth, so it's really good just to see your face, and I'm looking forward to this interview. So thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, and I am too. So, if I've been following you on Facebook correctly, I noticed that you recently got put out there as winning an award. Is that correct?
Well, I'm number 84 out of the top 100 sex bloggers, which is a pretty incredible feat for me because I just started blogging this year. I also was on another podcast for self-improvement, so within sexuality. So it's really sort of been booming for me over this past month. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I got on Kinkly.com. I'm one of the top 100 sex bloggers of the year. So hopefully I'll be moving up next year. So it'll be great.
Congratulations. And you know, there are so many people out there. It seems like every day at least 20 people start a blog. So number 84 is a great achievement, thinking about how many blogs there are out there in the world.
Yes, everybody's a blogger now.
So how about you tell us a little bit more about what you blog about and what you do in your business so we can get a better idea about you?
I teach people how to touch people. I teach people how to communicate with people, just better sort of blending academic learning techniques with somatic sexual techniques and sexological bodywork techniques. And it's very experiential in nature, but at the same time, it's very not without a lot. I have a lot of background in sexuality and sexual communication, psychology, human sexuality. So I just have a gamut of stuff that's like in my head and around my house. But the most important thing for me, I think, is to help women have better orgasms. You know, just have mind-blowing, incredible orgasms. A lot of the times I get clients who, you know, have been married for years and have never had an orgasm, or have, you know, are married 2, 3 kids and have never had an orgasm with their husbands, or just aren't having a satisfying sex life or want to spice up their sex life. So that's essentially what I'm here to do, is help them with their sex life, help them navigate their communication better, help them realize what is true and sexy and authentic about them, and bring it out so that they can show the world how beautiful and sexual and seductive they are. And seductive in a good way, like seductive in a very influential way, not a manipulative way. So that's all of me. It's just really about education, exploration, and examination, really, about you, yourself, your sexuality, and your well-being. So yeah.
Beautiful. And I know and believe that this is becoming something more and more important, that there are always been a population of couples who have a hard time actually getting pleasure and a full enjoyment in their sexuality and their sex life. And I remember recently a movie came out called Sex Tape with Cameron Diaz, a couple who met in college who were really, really just attracted and just mouthed to a flame, connected to each other. And then after they had their first kid, their physical connection and intimacy declined, and then after the second, it just was really low. And yet this is a couple who loved each other. There was no drama between them really throughout the movie, and it really emphasized that it didn't decline because they weren't attracted to each other. They're a married couple. So I think what you're doing is obviously on the boom and rise.
Yeah, it is. I'm getting a lot more clients lately, and I don't know if maybe it's the blogging, or maybe it's the podcast, or maybe it's really people trying to find an outlet here in Atlanta, or needing information, because, you know, it's hard being out here in the Bible Belt where, you know, there's a lot of repression. I just read yesterday about an article, a research article about how repressed the South is, how we have the most searches for porn and gay sex and just a whole gamut of repressed sexuality. So it's people are looking for it. They need it. They want it, and so that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do.
More that people are not having that information easily accessible, or able, more the curiosity and the underneath kind of comes, and unfortunately not having the people actually have studied and are professional in it can kind of be a detriment in the learning. So what exactly brought you to this place of being able to not only say this is something I love, but I feel confident and competent enough to teach it to others?
Well, you know, it was really sort of organic for me. A lot of my friends used to come up to me about their, you know, what was going on in their sex lives and wanting my advice. And, you know, I'd always taken a lot of sexuality classes and things like that, but it seems very organic in the way that people just generally come up to me and tell me about their sex lives. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I just read Sexuality, I don't know, and maybe I read Trustworthy, or and people really it's amazing the kind of information that people divulge around me. I'm always fascinated, and I'm always interested to hear people's story, because, you know, everyone has a story, and I appreciate them all, because it really helps me to gain insight on different people. Really sort of natural and organic for me, and I just kept studying more and more and more and more. And for me, it's always life learning. There's always something new and incredible and unique to learn about sexuality, and there's always something more for us to learn. So, but I do feel competent, of course, to teach it. just out of my own experience, just what I've learned from testimonies of people who have come to me and saying like, oh my gosh, Marla, your techniques have changed the way I've lived my life, or changed the way that I've viewed sexuality. And I'm just like, this is amazing, right? I'm like, I just, it's almost surreal. So for me, it's definitely, it's been organic, and I feel great, and I feel empowered, and everything that comes for me, you know, is directly from spiritual guidance. So every time I talk to someone, I'm really in tune spiritually, intuitively of what they need, and so that helps me tremendously in what I do.